this mic on? Wait. Hey, turn the mic up. Come on. Is the mic on or not?
Hello, my name is Joseph Anderson.
I'm Kristen Tuira.
Stefan Hironaka Juteau.
Shannon Bourbano.
And I am Casey Jones.
Stereotypes.
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 Stereotypes are a widely held but fixed and oversimplified image of an idea or a particular person or thing.
Drug dealers.
Beaner.
Terrorists.
All Asians are smart.
All black people are on welfare.
Open your eyes.
Go home.
Middle Eastern people are Indian.
Asians eat rice.
Illegal alien.
Bangers.
All Middle Eastern people work at 7-Eleven.
La Migra.
All black people like fried chicken.
You're Asian, correct? Yeah. Okay, so what people say about you because of your Asian, because you are Asian. Sorry.
First thing is in my Chinese. Another thing, they think I'm smart, especially in math. They also think I'm really good at sports, such as volleyball, because lots of Asians play volleyball, so that's a stereotype.
That's pretty much it.
Okay, and what ethnic background are you really?
I'm Hmong.
Okay, awesome. All right, and out of curiosity, are you really good at math?
No.
Okay, I had to ask. All right, well.
What's your ethnicity, by the way?
Hispanic?
Yeah.
So you're Hispanic, correct?
Yes.
All right, and so what are some stereotypes that you hear about Hispanics?
Usually they're the ones that are always working in the fields, like outdoors or anything that has to do like cleaning time. I know for instance my dad's a custodian. Just by the way that he looks, they think that he's he's the person that's always doing the cleaning and doesn't have a good job, which is not necessarily true. Anything else?
Oh yeah, also that we're lazy or we depend on welfare and food stamps to survive and stuff. So people think of us like, oh, we're lazy, they don't like working. If they do, they work for a while, they get unemployment, they survive off of unemployment and welfare and stuff.
Okay. What are some stereotypes that you think of when you hear about African American people?
Well, typically you hear that they're loud and ghetto, obnoxious at times, uneducated, sometimes associated with lower class. And then you also get the ones who also, it's like the other spectrum to where they're either poor or they're like the hustler, like they have no choice but to grind because of where they came from. They're not really viewed as like education-wise and building your way up. It's more of like a hustle, in a sense, I guess.
Okay, and you're actually about to graduate, right?
Yes, I am.
All right, there we are. All right, so can you tell me about some stereotypes about your ethnic background?
Well, I'm, Somalian, and ever since the movie Captain Phillips, I don't know if everyone's aware of that. Ever since that movie came out, everybody thinks my people's, kind of crazy and, pirates and whatnot. So, I get the pirate, stereotype from time to time.
Oh, okay, and what's your religions?
All Muslim, Sunni Muslim.
Okay, what would you say that people stereotype about Sunni Muslims?
I mean, there's just this whole perception that, all Muslims are, like terrorists or whatnot, involved in acts of terrorism. So I guess that would be a stereotype.
Oh, okay.
But when we're not really, we're peaceful people.
Right. Are you a terrorist?
No, not at all.
Okay, are you a violent individual?
No, not at all. I'm actually a peaceful person. I promote peace as a person.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, so what's your ethnic background?
Born and raised in South Pacific Asia, country called Pakistan. It's the sixth largest nation in the world.
Okay, and can you tell me some stereotypes that you believe you may have been a part of, or that somebody that may look like you or whatnot may come across?
From a Western perspective?
Any perspective. Just, what do you want to say?
Since I've been here, I'm going to talk about the way I felt the Western perspective is, right? The Western way of thinking, I guess. Chinese and Japanese are considered the same race almost, which is very weird to me when I came over here, because Indian, Bangladeshi, Nepali, and Pakistani, and almost most of the Arabs are considered the same people. West does not have any understanding of geography outside the United States. That's my honest answer, because I have felt that, because just by looking at me, people think I'm Indian. I'm not. From that region, belonging to that region, I can tell the difference between Korean and Japanese people. I can tell the difference between Japanese to Chinese people, just because the way they write their language, or the way they will be speaking, just by observing them for 2 or 3 minutes. That was taught to me in school. How to respect other nations, not just that, and how to understand the different cultures and how to respect those cultures. I guess that's missing in West, because we over here think like, oh, okay, so there's these French, and then there's these Arabs, and then these we don't have a name for, and then these ones, they're like Asians, so
Right.
That's my honest answer about one of the stereotypes that exists in the West.
Okay, and so what would you say people view you as when they look at you?
When they view me?
Like when someone looks at you, they automatically just think they automatically think you're Arab?
Indian.
Indian?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I know Arabic, and I can read and write it fluently. I can conversate with people in Arabic, but this is weird that right away I get the Indian stamp on my head just because of my color, the skin color. Yeah.
Alright.
Though that there is Arabic, most of my culture, or bigger part of my culture is Arabic association. Yes, it's not Indian association.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
That's it.
Yep.
$10.
Over the years, Hispanics and Latinos have been the face of many stereotypes used in the United States. Some of the stereotypes people use when referring to Hispanics or Latinos are that they are illegal immigrants, they are unable to speak English, lazy, in gangs and illegal activity, as well as working minimum wage jobs and not having any sort of education. According to infoplease.com, as of 2012, 38.3 million Hispanic Americans spoke Spanish, but out of the 38.3 million, 58% spoke English fluently as well as Spanish. 64.3% of the 10.3 million who have Mexican or Latin bloodlines were born in the United States and were citizens of the United States. There was also 1.3 million Hispanics 25 and older with master's and doctorate degrees in 2012, as well as another 4 million who had at least a bachelor's degree. As of 2007, 2.3 million Hispanics had their own businesses. This number has raised by 40.36% from 2012. Even though you still hear people using these stereotypes regarding Hispanics and Latin Americans, the Hispanics are proving them wrong and conquering the world.
Stereotypes of black people come from the era of slavery. The coon, the Jezebel, and the Mamie are all images that were used to dehumanize black people. The coon was thought to have childlike behavior, he was lazy, and he was obsessed with only having fun. The Jezebel was promiscuous, immoral, and always was desiring sex. And then you had the Mamie, who was kind, she was loyal, sexless, and ugly. During the civil rights movements, groups like the Black Panthers tried their best to reinforce black pride within society and dismantle stereotypes of black people and these negative black images. However, these images still can be seen in temporary society. The Buck, the Mammy, the Jezebel can all be seen by simply turning on the TV. The Mammy in shows such as Law and Order or Sons of Anarchy are the exact same things as you would see in the Mammy from back in the slavery era. She's usually have a black woman. She's in charge. She's really good at her job. However, she's sexless. There's no reference of a significant other or anybody even closely being related to being attracted to her. But she's faithful. She's loyal. But you still have those other qualities that the Mammy had. As far as the Buck and the Jezebel, they can be seen especially in the realm of hip hop. Black women in rap videos are often shown dressed in next to nothing surrounding a rap artist that is usually engaged in a type of hypersexual violent rhetoric, further perpetuating the stereotype of the buck. And so essentially what you see is one big stereotype packaged in a 3-minute video. So I'm not saying that all rap videos are like this. However, what I am saying that rap videos like this are very common. Stereotyping in popular culture that depict blacks in this manner explains how subtle influences of such seemingly harmless images reinforce anti-black attitudes.
Unfortunately, after the devastating event of 9/11, Americans have become more sensitive to the topic of terrorism. We blame Middle Eastern people, such as Arabians, for events such as 9/11, and the media has generated a negative image that they now live in, stereotyping them as terrorists and bad people. In films, Arabians often take the role of villains or bombers. Disney's film Aladdin is extremely well known amongst people, but what most of them are unaware of is all the stereotyping that the movie incorporated. For example, Arabian Americans were outraged by some of the barbaric tactics that the movie had the Arabians commit, particularly the scene where a woman was to have her hand chopped off by an Arabian merchant for stealing food for her starving family. In the movie True Lies, Arabian Americans were offended by the fictional terrorist group that they created called the Crimson Jihad. The group was portrayed as pure evil with the intention of generating nuclear weapons. It is hard for them to shake the stereotype because of how much media influences our lives. Although they are made to seem bad, not everyone fits into that category. We associate Arabians and other Middle Easterners with these kinds of negative stereotypes, but we don't really acknowledge how they have also contributed to our society. It cannot go unnoticed how intelligent Arabians are. According to the Arab American Institute, about 87% have at least a high school diploma. 43% have a bachelor's degree or higher, compared to their American counterparts, who in contrast is only about 28%. Intelligence is obviously not something that they lack, and though the media is able to make it seem that they only obtain knowledge about nuclear devices and things of that nature, it is far from the truth. They have also contributed to our workforce, upholding major occupations. In the U.S., there has been an increase of immigrants employed in professional practices in healthcare work. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, 16% of civilians employed in healthcare occupations are foreign-born as of 2010, Arabians consisting of about 6% of the physicians, according to the National Arab American Medical Association.
It's no surprise that racial profiling has consumed today's society. No one lives up to stereotypes 100% of the time. As being a minority in today's world, I have heard many stereotypes about my Asian ethnicity. The most common stereotype that is associated with Asians is that we are geniuses at math and science and are granted academic excellence. And no, not all Asians are good at math or science or both. Asian American college students are more likely to seek medical leave, are more likely to go on academic probation, and are less likely to graduate in 4 years. Also, 33% of Asian American students drop out of high school or don't graduate on time. Yes, it has been proven that Asians tend to favor in majors in math and science than any other ethnicity. But have you thought perhaps it is a pressure to fulfill this expectation of stereotypical world that we live in? Asian students are highly perceived as academic overachievers and nerds. Despite the rapid growth of the Asian American community in the United States, racial stereotypes about the group run rapid. In 2011, the Washington Post noticed that Asians are often portrayed as technologically savvy people in ads for corporations such as Verizon, Staples, and IBM. These commercials play on existing stereotypes about Asians being technologically superior to Westerners. Stereotypes in the media are especially harmful given that Asian American community is woefully underrepresented in Hollywood. Asian and Pacific Islanders portrayed only 3.8% of all television roles compared to 6.4% portrayed by Latino actors, 13.3% portrayed by African Americans, and 72.5% by Caucasian actors, according to the Screen Actors Guild. Because of this imbalance, Asian American actors have few opportunities to counteract sweeping generalizations about the racial group. In reality, Asian Americans are far more than geeks or nerds Hollywood would have one believe.
Throughout the video, you have seen several different interviews conducted by us. These interviews were to show the audience how the stereotypes shape our perception of the different backgrounds we spoke of. The stereotypes that all Asians eat rice and are smart, that all Middle Eastern people work at 7-Eleven and have funny names or accents. The fact that all black people are gangsters or eat fried chicken, all Hispanics are illegal and cut grass. These perceptions that everyone have aren't completely false, but aren't completely true either. Just the way mass media has portrayed race and the different divinities are negative. Behind every stereotype, there are some truths. I love fried chicken, but I'm not a gangster. Not all Asians are smart. Not all Hispanics are illegal. Not all Middle Eastern people strive to work at 7-Eleven. The way corporate America has shaped race and generalized people based upon those very few characteristics is atrocious. Stereotypes are generalizations. It's a way they take the important individual you are and condense you into a numerical statistic or calculation. I do believe the stereotypes have gone so mainstream that people are numb to the harsh reality of them. Have you ever wondered why comedians are so funny when they exploit or embrace the different types of stereotypes? It's because everyone passes stereotypical judgment upon other races in the back of their mind, but some choose not to speak on it. So it's something that we all believe but morally never are allowed to really speak upon. And if you don't feel that stereotypes have been reshaped to fit modern day society, take a good look at the TV shows you watch. The Big Bang Theory, Law and Order, Empire, Love and Hip Hop. All these shows are so stereotypical, but just in a different way. Be more cautious next time you turn on the TV.